the scared student L, okay.
Yeah, I worked on the exercise and a little bit of the second movement.
Sorry, you have worked on what?
The second movement and some of the etude.
Brooke second movement.
Yeah.
You're saying, okay, great. So that's a lot of stuff. Did you bring a long sleeve shirt to leave here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you have it on. Okay. Are your hands cold? Do we need to use some of those hand warmers here from the box that you got? By the way, do you have gloves like this?
No.
They're fantastic. You guys gave these to me.
My mom has some.
Okay.
She'll probably let me wear them sometime.
Yeah.
Also.
Yes.
Thank you. First off, my mom was wondering when our lesson will probably be done. I don't know.
Well, I would say 7:15. I can text her, so you go ahead and get ready.
Right?
No, you get ready so we don't waste time, because I'm not doing anything else right now.
Okay. And also, one of my bows is like, my mom said it doesn't seem like she said it's not responding or something, like it's not working real well.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my other bows, so I wanted you to check it out.
Okay.
I mean, I rosin it every single day, and I've been taking care of it. But
Okay.
I can rosin it again.
Yeah, let me check it right now. Got it out?
Yeah. Okay. It's just. I also have this bow. Oh my god.
Yeah.
My violin case needs to fixed. It's not working.
So, well, maybe actually you might have to, for things like this, put it at an angle like this. Yeah. So that would keep it not closing. So let me see what is going on with your bows. So is it this one that is creating? Oh, this one. It's fine. Everything. You need to put a little bit more rosin on it, though. Yeah. Do you want me to do it for you?
I can do it.
Okay. Now let's test if this is going. So if it's at an angle like this, you might need to put the violin like this. And now, can you very carefully kind of fish for the rosin? You already have that. Let me have that.
I just have to get it out. It's very strange to take out because I don't want to touch it, but I don't want to.
Still cold?
No, just
You're used to doing things like this. Did I show you the corner stretch?
Yes, I've been doing it.
How do you like it?
Mm.
Feels good afterwards.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant while you're in it because everything stretches. Good.
And also, I have a lot of music to work on for my orchestra now. So I have to.
Is that for your symphony?
Yeah.
So which group are you in? Are you with the grown-ups or in the intermediate group?
I'm in the youth symphony, which
So
is
what's
like
that?
before the grown-up.
Okay. And what are you guys playing?
We're playing like 4 pieces, and I just sight read all of them today.
Are they hard or easy?
I don't know. Can't really
I think the
tell,
first.
honestly. They're all right here. I just don't know.
Who is the concertmaster?
I don't know her name.
Where are you seated?
What?
Where are you seated?
I tried out for second violin because I didn't want to be first step because like, it was really hard to do it, and also I'm way younger than them.
So are you in the first or in the second?
I'm in the what?
In which section are you?
Second.
Okay. Yeah, this should grip quite a lot. We will have to clean the violin afterwards.
Yeah, I
Do you have
have
your
it.
cleaning cloth? Good girl. You got that going here, yeah. Because this will I put an awful lot of rosin.
I have
in this.
5 songs if you want them.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Afterwards. Now, what else do we have here? Is this
that's
your
mine.
folder? Okay,
Yes,
great.
that's
So
mine.
let's see. Now, I need to hear a scale.
Oh, scales.
Yeah. Have you been doing scales?
Not as much as I used to.
Well, but are you practicing them differently?
Sort of. I've been using trying to do different bow strokes on them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Like the mixed bowings that I showed you?
That,
Okay.
Sorry.
So
I forgot what it was called.
mixed bowings, yeah. So how about, what was the last scale you worked on with mixed bowings?
I think B flat.
Okay, let's do that. Oh, did you drop this rubber, this hair thingy here?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay, so we can put
Yay.
your hair up.
That was
Great.
a week or two ago.
Yeah, well, I think close to a week ago.
Sorry, my hair's a mess today.
Well,
Those are my bangs. So you just can't get them in.
So I can't really get them in the ponytail here, so we'll just have to. We just is it okay if I tie your
I don't
hair? Okay, good. I'll try not to.
I don't care. Does it hurt me?
Exactly. Yeah, in Bulgarian we have a special word for pulling someone's hair. So I was trying to come up with one word in English for that, and I couldn't. So okay, so I was trying not to pull your hair. That's good. So. As you're playing this, focus on the feel for smoothness while you play the slurred notes. So don't allow any sudden bumps and loss of sound, but just so it just has to sound very even, very musical, and then on a separate bows at the tip, you try to match that effect. Try that one more time and be as loose as you can. And let's get a nice strong support because it starts all the way from the heels, you know. Yeah. And let's go from the frog. That's good. Nice. Because it sounds a little bit choppy. Now, did you feel how I adjusted your body while you were when I moved the violin? Did you feel how I did that?
Not really.
But you actually responded very well to it. There's a little bit of this top heavy thing about your posture when you hold this, and when we hold the instrument, we want to balance the body. Not this way, but it's almost like leaning back slightly. So your center of balance is going to feel more like here instead of, yeah. So let's try that bit and let's have a little bit more direction going to that. It will make it easier and smoother. So as you bring the arms around, try to feel that change of the gravity point. separate ones. There are places where it stutters. Your hand moves, but your bow is kind of stuck in one place on the string. And so, can you make sure that the fingers? Does the bow feel too heavy in your hand? Is that what is going? Yeah.
Like light.
Okay, so
Is that
maybe
maybe
you need to
some-
hold it a little bit stronger than so because I hear it almost has this so you have to make sure that you're.
Because I've been using like a heavier bow.
Well, it should be the other way around. Because with the heavier bow, you'll be used to holding it a little bit more. Good. Did you do 12 to bow? It needs to go quicker. Yeah, just when you get for the ones that have to be at the frog, make sure that you get there. Okay, just a bit sloppy. Yeah, just a little bit sloppy. It feels that the pinky is flying really weightless. It needs to have a little bit more strength when it hits the string. Otherwise, it reacts late and it doesn't sound. Do you hear the tapping? Yeah. So there has to be some of that from all of the fingers, especially the high numbered fingers that we hear. Could you try that with really good ping from the fingertips on 16 to above? On the way down, I see you playing the piano. That's why the hand gets so tired. Now, let's get rid of some of the rosin that accumulated on your strings because I put an awful lot. Yeah. And that's why it's so noisy. But the hair needed it. Okay. Here. So, now, have you been doing any of the tapping exercises? Sean. Now, can you have much better ping? Yeah. So at some point, it has to feel like it's beginning to burn, but not because it's tight, just because it's so vigorous. Yeah. Okay. High, low, high, low. Good. You skipped the set, pluck, set, pluck, set, pluck.
I didn't see that one.
It's number 2 actually on the list. So you set on the beat and then you pluck off the beat. Set, pluck, and you pluck both D and G strings. Yes, right, and with nice good forte. Good, and then you go because we already did the low, high, and high, low, high. You have to yum pam 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 pam. So it's 2 sets on each string. Yeah.
Do.
Yeah, on the E string it's a little bit difficult to hear. So yum pam 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 pam. That's what goes on.
I haven't seen this one.
That's number 4 in the book.
I only did the one.
So just fun. Okay, but so you just try this one because we're learning something new. Yes. Good. And now, as you're doing the triplets, they go yum pum 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 pum. So the notes that on the beat you want to drop the finger strong on it. So yum. Yum pum 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 pum. That's what we want to hear. Yes. Right. Exactly. So you do that with all fingers because this is what is going to strengthen your hand. Now you need to do it every day for like the first 6 minutes or so of your practicing. So do we have our?
I don't know. I think I.
Did you use the practice?
I did use
sheets?
it. I did use.
Did it help?
It did, but I think it might be on my desk.
Okay, so we will start one for
I'm sorry.
with things to add.
I'm sorry. I will probably.
It's
just
okay
add-
because I wanted to. I don't have that sheet for myself. I wanted to see what we've got there. So here we have to do the tapping exercises from the warming up book. And we want to do them for about up to 8 minutes a day. That's to strengthen the fingers, left hand fingers. All right. Now, can I hear, next time I would like to hear a set of arpeggios. Okay, so for next lesson, bring a set of arpeggios and double stops.
Oh.
Yes, so the double stops can be just like this. Doesn't have to be two to a bow or more than that to a bow, but I would like to hear thirds, sixths, and octaves.
Okay.
All right, and we will work in detail on them. Now, I want to hear your etudes. Where is?
I have it. Not in my binder yet.
If we're done with it today, it might never make it to the binder, right? Ooh, that page.
Yeah.
Depressing.
Very.
Okay.
I did a little more.
How far did you get
So I
today?
got 2. I had to get this part faster, so I stopped like right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that section, that section, that section. So I made little sections, and then I did all of them. And so
Did you get all the way to the end or not?
I
quite yet?
tried to the end, but I couldn't really get it well. As
Okay, so
told
it's
right here.
still under construction. That's fine. So let's hear from the top. Yes, part of the problem is that the phrase starts on the second note, on the second beat. So you can actually start that in the middle of the down bow, and then this part is going to be all up bow. So that will stay true to what you already have been. Yes. Change your bow. Yes. And now same thing here. Ella, can you just by looking at this with your eyes, group where the middle of the measure is? It's right here. Yeah. So that's where you change your bow. Right? Because we're doing this. So the same thing will apply here, the same thing applies here. And you can stop to take a little breath to show where the new phrase begins. But it's basically 2 beats and 2 beats and 2 beats. So let's try one more. Yeah. And, okay, hold on a second. This C belongs to the previous phrase, right? It finishes what you have been playing. And the new one begins here. You don't need to play the end. Start from the new beginning, so it will be just in the middle of the bow. That's right. Four. So put the pinky both on the B flat and the F. Yes. So. Right. Do your best with that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. Is it locking there? Ella? I can help you. So I can help you. So for this one, because the pinky really has to come around like this. So it's a special hand position. So you have to get very quickly in and out of this. So this is the start of it. And then for the second part of it, you need to be onto this. Right? So let's try that. Yeah. And is it locking?
I don't know.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's stop and let's understand what's going on, because this is a difficult thing. And my pinky used to lock when I was doing this. I know that the solution for that, because the fingerboard is going at an angle like just it's very flat there. The only way you can stop that, because you can't do it just with the fingertip. The fingertip doesn't have enough area. You just have to play the finger in a special way there. So if you can maybe do it like this, go for that. But the really big area, all of this has to come down. So if there's a little bit of this going on, it's okay for just one moment. Yes. Yeah, and here, for this one, you have to keep the hand supinated. So for the pinky to be able to reach well, even with a long pinky like yours, you have to supinate. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to close in this gap between the third and fourth finger, and it will always sound out of tune. So when you get to that part, where was it? Where did it go? So you can just bring the knuckle in. Okay, so let's get a good pulse. Yeah. So can we start with down bow from here? There we go. And then 4-2. Okay, now when things are going faster than you can read them, I'll teach you a little cheats how to make things work. You can do because that gives you time to prepare between the notes, and at the same time you're playing with the bow division that you need to be playing. Do you see this symbol here that I have written in my music that got transferred to yours? You know what this is? Eighth note rest. And that's because, can you actually play the F and the B comfortably against one another? Oh no. This doesn't really work. So just play the F for a dotted quarter and then nothing under the B. It will make it much cleaner. We've got the same situation here with this. Okay? So it will give the impression that we're playing a double stop, but we actually will be playing a single stop. It will be much cleaner. Can you start here on this? And let's do the bow stops. So start at the frog. Yeah, now for this one though, you should play both notes.
Oh, wait.
So, yeah, it's the previous
I
one.
thought everything was.
Yeah. Now, Ella. Right. Same position? Yes, could we try just the second half of that bar? So can you play those two intervals? And then the right. And now let's put it in context. So like this. Down bow at the downbeat. First position. First position. Okay. Now let's take a look at those two one more time. What is this interval? You don't have to tell me major or minor. Just tell me what it is. Okay.
Ooh.
So you have your fingers on the correct configuration. Do you know how to tell interval just by looking at your fingers?
No.
No?
Oh,
Okay.
it's a sixth.
Yes, it's a minor sixth because if they're half a step apart like this, it's a minor. If they're whole step, it's a major. So instantly you know that it is a minor sixth. Now, what about the next interval?
Third. And then sixth again. And then,
Just look at that.
third.
Yes.
Oh. Does it just go third, sixth, third?
Yes, yes. And by the time we get here to the end of the measure, just look at these intervals here. So what is this?
It's just. Oh, that's a.
Plain open A, and play the F. So what's that?
A 6.
Yes, what about the next one?
Ooh, 6 again.
Ooh. Sounds like a major 6th, but it's spelled as a 7th, so it's a diminished 7th. Which, by the way, if you turn that A flat an octave lower, A flat B is what interval?
A second.
What kind of second?
No.
It is a second because it's 2 adjacent notes, but it has a step and a half in it, so it's a special kind of second, the one we use in the harmonic minor. Augmented second.
I knew the word, I just didn't know how to say it.
Great. Okay, so now let's see if we can do this sequence of thirds to sixths. It shouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out, right? So can we start on the first one and let's take them on separate bows. So it will be then and stay in position. Great. And now we shift down to second position and we do the same thing. First position, same thing. Right. And then 3. So that's the diminished 7th. And I'm going to circle it just so it draws your attention to it. So that's diminished 7th. Yes. And then what is just interval? It's a 5th. Very good. Now, can we do this one more time from the G B flat? Now, Ella, I will have one more requirement though. Actually, 2 requirements. The first one is to stop fidgeting from your feet, because when the feet fidget, all of this fidget, it's very difficult to find a clean way to start the sound. And when you have to start it on 2 strings at the same time, it's very hard. It's hard enough on 1 string. On 2 strings, it's 4 times as hard. Okay, so give yourself a nice, good support, and then for the start of every pair of notes, make sure that you're right there. Like that.
Do I something on here?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Generate this from memory. Try. Just focus on what notes you're playing. It's almost easier to generate it by ear than reading it, right? So try to do both now that you understand what's going on in this. So then the next stage is going to be 2 to a bow, 4 to a bow, until you're able to play all of this really smoothly. But you will practice that at home. Let's go on, because we've understood how this section works now. Do you know what this interval is called? Here comes the bride. Yes, that's a perfect fourth. So now, are perfect fourths easy or difficult to tune? Now, when they're slightly out of tune, they sound absolutely horrendously bad. So, whenever we play fourths, we have to make sure that they have to be tuned just right, because did you see how little I moved the finger and how awful it started sounding? So you just have to find it. In general, you want the perfect fourth to sound slightly on the narrow side. That will help it sound good, which means that the fingers have to be slightly farther apart for a double stop. Give it a try and see if that will help. That's too much. And when you hit that sonority right in the middle, it sounds so good. Everything around it is not good sounding, right? So can we get into it from what precedes it? So let's start here. And you can do two to a bow if you need to. So we're starting on the downbeat. Look at this. What is the first interval?
Third.
What position are you playing that in?
Third.
Huh? With the second finger on the A and fourth on the F?
Second.
Second. Okay, and then what do we have after that? Oh, I'm so sorry.
You shift third.
Right. So that's another third. Right. Now, what's the interval on the next beat? This one.
7.
Very good. That gets resolved to a sixth, right? This is the resolution. What about the next one?
7.
With another resolution to the sixth. So we've got another little sequence here. So 7, 6, 7, 6. Then, so can you read through this a little bit quicker? So let's start on the third here in the second position. That's right. And now let's begin on the down bow. That would be in the third position, yes. Change your bow. What is this interval? Exactly. What is that? Fifth? an additional assignment to this is to know what interval you're playing at any given moment, because you see how it helps. Okay, so etude, we will have that for another week to get it finished. Know each interval.
Do you have a copy that you can like scan and send to me?
Yes. Yes.
Because like this is very, very depressing to look at.
I know. And do you see how much toner it used on this page?
Yeah,
Oh man, that's like yeah. So,
yeah, we had to change
yes,
our toner
because of that. Yeah.
Quite literally, we just changed it today.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll make you a scan. But by the way, the Kreutzer ages are available online.
I know.
I'm
I
sure,
looked, but I couldn't find it on the website you told me.
Okay, so let me scan that, and then we will probably have another Kreutzer etude, because I think these are good enough and challenging enough for you at this point that they will be of tremendous help. Now, while I'm doing this, to figure out what is the next thing that you'd like to play for me.
Okay. I don't know.
So that's why I'm tasking you with that thing. You have to figure out what exactly it is that you will play. Let's see. Let's adjust the frame. Just want to see how did that put to the trick. That's a little bit better, don't you think? Yeah, it's a little bit too.
It's a little light. I know most of it. It's
just not good enough. Now you have a phone.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is send me a reminder text tomorrow, and I'll scan it properly. I can't do it at home because the page is too big, and my scanner at home is not going to do it justice. And the app I have, just make it there are blank spots on it.
I don't have it on my phone right now, but I know an app that I should.
Yeah. Tomorrow I should be able to get a good scan.
By the way, good thing I just checked in my back pocket. This is for my mom. This is the check.
Thank you. But you will remember, because now the thing is that at this point I think the purpose of these lessons is for you to gain ownership of the process of studying the violin. So things like communicating with me that you need music, or things like you want to play a particular audition, or you want to apply for a certain festival, and so on. You can direct those directly to me. They don't need to go through your mom. I mean, you need to discuss them with her. But this kind of communication about what we're playing, how we're practicing, and all of this, it needs to happen through us. And you're the responsible part on that. Okay? So what you need to remember to do is send me a reminder text tomorrow for me to scan that, so you can have a good scan of your practice.
I mean, I can use it, but it's just very dark.
But you know what? If you start playing orchestra gigs, for the lack of a better word, the music is not always printed on a clean sheet. It doesn't always look. Yes. So you've experienced that. So sometimes it might be just a good idea to try to keep yourself completely undistracted by all of those distractions. But
sometimes they're like way too light. Sometimes they're like really inked.
So you will practice the etude for another week, 4 per bow, or 2 beats per bow is what the logic is. 2 beats per bow. So we want to get evenness, clean starts on both strings. And practice method, do you remember what the cheat was? Now, when you do the one with the stops here, right? You stop on each one, so there, those stops. You have to begin clean. each note.
Oh, so it can't sound like that, 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 that. So
No, you can.
Like it's gonna sound
you
like-
need to, but the bow needs to be so athletic and so good. Do you see that the sound is instantly formed properly on bowstring and doesn't go? So that's what we want to avoid on that. That's what will be then. And of course, you got the first portion of the etude, but the one that gives you trouble, that's how you practice. Okay? Now, did you figure out what next you will play?
Trying to figure that out. I mean, you can look at the symphony stuff if you.
Oh no. Well, I mean, at the end of your lesson, I might look, but not for your lesson. Yes, if you were able to sight read that stuff.
I couldn't.
It's,
I was just.
Plus, you spend how many hours a week do you spend in symphony?
I started. So like 3,
Okay, how many hours a week do you spend with me?
1.
Do you think it
4.5.
makes sense? Do you think it makes sense to look at symphony stuff? So exactly. So let's focus on the things that matter
I
here.
practice an
All
hour
right.
and a half every day. So.
Well, in preparation for this, right? So you said you
I
practiced the
worked-
second movement.
So what I did was, I have every single page of the second movement now.
Great.
I worked on this page.
You want to
sort of.
start then on the last 2
I
pages?
don't. I was confused. I forget what. I don't know. That's the last page of it. I tried learning some of it, but it didn't really make sense to me.
What was it that?
I don't know. I just couldn't get it correctly.
Now, do you realize that a lot of this music you've already played at the beginning?
Yes,
Did you
but
recognize? It's just.
I know, but it's
in
weird
different-
because
the fingerings
start of
and
this,
yeah,
it's, you have
that's
to, like,
right.
move your pinky
Oh,
back. That's normal, and then you have to stretch.
yeah. Okay, now this one is a clear mistake here. This is an oversight. Yes.
Oh.
So you keep stretching back like what we did earlier. Because do you know why the 4 is here? Because with the original fingering, you would have been with the 4 with the second finger here.
That's not good.
And this one just.
I mean, it would be easier, but still, you have the pattern of shifting.
Yes.
And also on this one, on the.
Whoa. No. Those fourths. Do you have the copies for me here? I'll look for them. I'll find them. So let's see what's just that you've transferred. That doesn't quite work. So we just keep going on the same. So we stay on the E string for this. And this will be. And now, yes. So this should make a whole lot more sense.
Okay.
Okay. So why don't we start from the page I haven't heard yet? Can you sing this part?
I don't know.
How about we try it? In whichever octave you might feel more comfortable. Maybe. it's a melody. It's not something that you type on the violin. It's something that you have to sing through the violin.
The orchestra part on this really makes it like pop. It's really great.
Yeah, but you have to play a melody, not black dots that somehow you read off a page. And yeah, it's music. So can you play it as if you're singing it? One and two and something with the fingerings doesn't quite. Yeah, let me see what you've got. Oh, the problem is that you're going up with the with the third finger.
Oh,
You've written
I marked
4.
Oops.
Now, if you want to do third finger, which fine by me, it will allow you for a nice vibrato. But then you have to play the rest of the notes in the same position. So this is going to be the D flat will be with what finger? Right. So 2, and then you will slide to the third finger. Now, since we're talking about sliding, we need to check on a couple of things here. You know what's the difference between classical shifts and romantic shifts?
Isn't classical like where you play like those steps like here?
Yeah, so you slide on the old finger. So
but
it's the slide. The romantic is on the new finger. They're two completely different animals. And now we can't mix them. We have to make a decision and go with one or the other. Okay, now if you have to change your bow, because the notes are on 2 different bows, the old finger stays on the old bow, the new finger is on the new bow. Do you understand? Now, if I do a romantic shift, which is on the new finger, sliding on the new finger, that slide is going to be on the new bow. Understand? It's very important that you make this distinction between them. How about you try them a few times? So let's do a classical shift from F to B sharp, from B to F sharp. So. Yes. Now you don't really have to stop on the auxiliary note. The auxiliary note is so we know that we're in the third position and we won't miss the F sharp, but we don't really want to because we're changing the music if we do that. But start with the straight bow. Yes. There's still a little bit too much of a stop there. I'll play with you so you will get a sense of the timing. One more time. Yes. Right. Now, with the bow, do you think it's important that you play with beautiful tone on the slide? Absolutely. Yes. So, if the finger gets too light, you get a noise. So, if the bow gets too heavy, that was a nice one. So it's almost like the hand walks from one place to the other and glides in the middle. That's a good one. Okay. Now, could we try? Let's do just so you feel it, because it's such a tactile thing to feel those slides. And speaking of slides, Kwan's slides today were just exquisite. It was a really good recital. I wish you could have heard it. I'll keep griping about this big time because I'm so sorry that so many people missed it. Yeah. Now, I don't want you to get upset about this, but I just want to kind of drive the point home that these kind of events are very important. So let's do this 3 more times, the same type of shift. And you just feel it because it's a physical thing to feel. Nice. Yes. And now, there's one also very important element which a lot of people forget. You have to vibrate the note before and after the shift. You're already doing that. You did it. I'm just saying that so you don't forget to do it. Otherwise, if you do, doesn't sound very good, does it? Or if you do, but do you hear how different it is? So before and after the shift vibrato, very important. Now we will try the romantic way. So it has to be a little bit ahead of the beat, right? Because the slide always borrows from the note before. So your bow change and the slide, they will start a little bit ahead of the beat together. Yeah, you could do even more with that. And I want you to be more expressive here rather than here. So I'm going to just keep reminding. Go ahead. Ooh, yummy. So you can make a lot of the slides in here really juicy because the romantic shifts have much greater impact than the normal ones. So let's see how we can do our singing here with some romantic shifts. Do you want me to try first and see what I will come up with? No?
Sure.
Okay, so now here there's nothing but, so we can do a classical shift or, so even though it's on the same bow, you still have to decide, is it classical or is it romantic, right? Which one do you like better?
Classical always have to be on a bow.
On the classical is always sliding on the old
but does it
finger.
always have to be on a bow change, or can it just be on any?
Well, it can be it can be slurred because as you can see, we've got a slur here in this. But in the event you have to change your bow, it helps you understand how exactly to do it, right? So which of the two did you prefer? Was it the classical or was it the romantic?
I don't mind either one.
You don't mind?
No.
Is there one that you like better than the other?
Not really.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean, to me, actually, in this context, the classical shift sounds nicer. It's nice. Now, or even though it's on the same finger, it's when you change your bow that is going to make it romantic or classical. So if I do. Which type was that one?
The classical.
Yes. Now, if I do romantic, it's a very different animal altogether. And then here we want to replace the finger, and replacements of this kind best work on the new bow as romantic shift. So, and now for the descending shifts. I have very good news. There's only one type of shift when they descend. Now, did you figure out which one it is from listening to it? Yes. You could not possibly go. That really sounds awful. So you have to be aware of those things as you play. Otherwise, your singing line is going to. Let's try. Whoops! Now, which shift did you do? Yeah, so on the replacement, so change your bow a little bit earlier because you will get just a really nice element there. Yeah, yes.
Oh.
Yes. Now, your rhythm is still a little bit off here. You're
My
overholding.
bowing is backwards.
And do you know where it reversed?
Right here.
Yeah, yes. And this is difficult. This is very difficult. So just saving business, and I'm putting a circle around just now. It's big warning that you really have to start saving your bow. Otherwise, you will miss it. Can we do one more time? Not yet. So the first one is on the E string. Did you like that slide that I did on there? Do you want to add that to your arsenal there? Because you can change the fingering. Yeah, and that way, if you are doing the tutu, this will reverse to the 3-3. That was originally here, so let me hide that. So it's here. 3-3. Yes, that's right. Now, you know what though? Something is not really working for you here, so... Okay, so now in order to facilitate this, I'm going to grant your wish for this to be on two separate bows. But in order to do that, we need to start backwards. Okay, so this will be like that.
Okay.
Which is fine. Now, because you're still counting this wrong, we need to conduct. So could we start here a little bit?
I don't know how to
So,
conduct.
Down, out, up. 1, 2, 3. So da 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 ya da ya da. Want to do it one more time?
I think
What's happening?
in my nail.
Let's do the conducting one more time. Okay?
Okay.
So now let's try that from here. You forgot the 3-3. have to be thinking of fingerings ahead of time so we can fit all of this correctly with the bow. Can we do this one more time? Let's do it again. Yes. Do you want me to play with you?
No.
Okay. Was it right?
I don't think so.
Where did you get off?
I
the
don't
rails?
know.
Oh, you have to be a little bit more aware than that while we play.
Yeah.
It was this bit here. This is where you lost the rhythm. So you really have to keep 1, 2, 3. Would it help if I conducted you? Let's try.
Oh.
We have to get that right. You can't go home practicing it wrong. So. 1, 2, 3, 1. Not yet.
Oh.
Focus. So one more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's where. It's a string crossing that slows you down. So instantly. Because this one is on 2. The note changes on 2. You're singing da, da, ya, da.
Oh.
You have to change on 2.
Then I learned it wrong. I think I learned it wrong then.
So do you need to put a circle or something there to indicate? Because this is a very famous piece. You can't be playing wrong rhythms in it.
I think I can.
That's still not quite right, Ella. Play with me. If we get it right, so just focus, because if we get it right, we will move on. But if we're not focused and we keep making mistakes, we will just keep circling on that. So let's be able to move on. No? Oh. Great. Now, let's talk a little bit about the tone production in this. Do you see your string getting really fuzzy when you play on it?
No,
Why?
I'm not looking at my string.
Oh, well, I know you have to read and all that, but do you feel it when it gets really fuzzy? It really starts producing very nice tone when it's fuzzy. And if it's just if it's that, it's not. So do you see the amount of amplitude I'm getting? So can you aim for that with your bow? the string for that. So instead of squeezing the bow, let's see if we can get the string to be fuzzy. So a good test for that is going to be just can you get your head completely away from the chin rest? Go with the straight bow. Oops, sorry. But I want you not to support from there. So, and now let's see if we can get a nice sound out of the instrument, because that's going to be our model for when we put the head back and we start vibrating. So you want nice, warm kind of sound in which you can wrap yourself. Hold on a second. Do you know that these notes are a group of 4 compared to what we've had earlier? So, are they quicker or slower than what surrounds them? Faster. They need to be faster because here you have the timing for 3. In the same amount of time, you have to play 4. Yes. So if this is the beat, they're like 16. Yes. Okay, and now how these are duplets. So these are not triplets. Da da yara da 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 da. So these are twice slower than these. Yes, and then da 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 yara. So I'm playing from here. Great. So, do you like your playing better when you feel the string getting fuzzy? I think so too. So now look, we always have to adjust our playing to the instrument on which we play. Your violin has a very French kind of slightly nasal sound. So you have to counteract that with really warm playing. Okay.
Small compared to yours.
Well, yeah, it is. It is 3/4, right? So it's tiny. Still, yeah. But you need to give it more warmth. So do you mind if I borrow for a second here and just so this so get the string to get as fuzzy as possible. Now if you want to do something that is lighter, again use enough bow speed and you can play the lower sound point. And on this one you really have to stop the string with a lot of meat on both sides. Do you want to experiment with that? So it can be very enticing, very pleasing. Let's see if we can do that with good tone and piano. So yes, but use a lot of velocity and be very free. So just very, yeah. Forte now. Probably my portion of the entire second movement
Same.
because it's very conversational. How many different people do you think are in on that conversation?
Probably like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's not just two people. It's there are different types of voices there. So each one of them needs to have different character, different volume, and all of that.
Mm.
Can you experiment with this one more time? I like it because it's got that flair. It's completely fine to use that flair when yara ta 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 ra with a little bit stylizing of that. It's perfectly acceptable in this.
Scary.
Well, but you did it so naturally. It was so good. It came out so well. I wouldn't mind if you do it every time like that.
Okay. Should I go on?
Well, it's up to you. If you want to try it one more time, you can.
I keep forgetting.
But don't rush this. This is still nice and relaxed. It gets kind of more like with Spanish flavor once we get here. But it's still very luxurious. These are the cool people, you know. Because they're nice and inviting and warm and friendly and... It would be so nice if you keep the fortissimo until the very end here. And you can have a little romantic slide there. Oh, sorry. So I arrive really strong on that. There we go. And now can we hear the next page?
Very well.
Well, let's see what yeah, can you start stronger? These were really nice notes, except that they were in the wrong dynamic. Oh, Ella, you can play arpeggios so much faster than that. You can!
I can't do it yet.
Now, do you know... Hold on a second. Do you understand your shifting pattern?
No.
Well, look at it, so you can understand it. On which notes do you shift? So you start on E with the first finger. E, E. So you shift, your first finger is also on the E's. With the retake, something is missing here. Yeah, this is a mistake here, so this should continue on an app. It's an improvement. You will like it. Yeah, now they're saying yeah, ra 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 ra. So yes, and this is again backwards. We have a missing bowing here. So can all right now. let's ya ya ra 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 ra. Da ra 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 ra. We've got too many slashes here. It will be much easier if you're thinking, so this is your big beat. So this is the middle of the beat, and this is the next big beat. And on the fifth note is the next one. So yum ba ra 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 dum. Chiki 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 yum ba ra 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 dum. Can you feel that rhythm before you play it? Can you just say two groups of four notes? Taka 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 taka. That's your beat. Taka 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 taka. Say it. Yeah, but you're saying taka 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 taka. It's very uneven. Taka 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 taka, like a trumpeter, Taka 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 taka, because that's what they say through the trumpet for articulation. Taka 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 taka, and here you've got taka taka taka, taka taka taka. Yes. But then you go into the next beat. So play it in first position. Don't worry about this. So let's do it slowly. So taka 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 taka. Let's do two separate bows. So we will hook the B with the C. Can we do all of the what are those 130s? So it would be three repeated 1, 2, 3, 4. A flat, right? It's in the key. Yes, it's in the key signature. So one more time. We have you're either skipping these two notes or you're playing these two as these two. I'm not sure. So da 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 taka taka. We have two groups of four notes inside that first beat. Taka 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 taka. Do you understand, or are you just having a blank spot for this? Okay, so look, an alternative way of writing these. So how many notes to a beat do we have here? How many is this? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? And the same thing in the next beat. So we need to have 8 of these here as well. So the one that we have here has only 3 beats with a dot, which means that during the duration of this, we have 3 of these inside this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For that beat. So let's do it. Do you understand now how the rhythm works?
Yeah.
Can we try that one more time? But play the subdivided notes. Yes. Okay. So and once we go to the next bar, how many notes do we have in this group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be like 30 seconds inside the beat. This will be like 6 tablets. So taka 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 taka. Yes. Yes. quicker. Oops, I played something wrong in the chromatics there. So. It will be much easier to feel it in one count for each of these beats. Okay. How many notes per beat do we have here?
4.
Right. So are they going to be quicker or slower than?
Slow.
Right. And here, how many do we have?
6.
So they're the same as these. So that's how you will figure out the math.
Oh, so it's like
these.
this page, but like in different.
In a different key. Yes.
And also in like. It's the same.
Yeah, it's just the key is different. That's all. Make sense?
Yeah.
Do you think you will be able to do it on your own?
Yeah.
Great.
So
those 3, the 3 that we were counting earlier, they're the same 1, 2, 3, except that this goes with much quicker notes inside them.
Okay. Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Yay.
So here's
Clean up my violin.
oh yes, that's always a good idea. So for Bruch, you need to spend, in addition to playing through it, spend a few minutes of your practicing on rhythm, so conducting and singing. And I'll put something here, experiment. With classical and romantic shifts. Have a plan for each shift you play.
I have to put bubble wrap in here because it's a full-size case.
Oh, and so it's a little bit too big
It
for
works,
your
but
violin.
you know. We'll use the bath.
Okay, so we also talked about tone, feel, and also look at the string. And what you're looking for is has to vibrate well, has to be fuzzy. Fuzzy, very fuzzy. So I'm.
You can just put it in the
Do you want me to put it on the back pocket here,
Sure.
so you will always know that it's there?
and also I can find it and bring it back.
Good.
Thank you.
And here's your music.